What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. In this video, we're going to be covering a bunch of important news and some great plays heading into this week. But before we get into it, let us know what stocks you are watching in the comments down below so we can cover them in the next video. So let us know what stocks are on your watch list or what stocks you're looking to dip by. There's a lot of stocks at some pretty good levels right now, so make sure to let us know in the comments down below. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But Tom, I saw some pretty big news from Tesla recently. What's going on?
Yeah, they actually had some great numbers come out, and they delivered 241,000 vehicles in the third quarter, topping expectations. And these numbers beats are awesome for Tesla. I know that they've been getting hit with their stock price for a little while now, and they're off their all-time highs, while we're seeing stocks like Apple and Microsoft kind of at highs while Tesla were at their lows. And it was kind of a strange scenario, but overall, it's awesome to see that they really beat on these deliveries. They were only expected around 220,900 cars, but they ended up with 241,300. So that's awesome to see. They really beat the numbers, and I know that this should do good for their stock, and they're right around this $800 resistance level. And we can see that $800 has been pretty hard for Tesla to get through. And we also hit $799 last Monday, it looks like. So really be careful this week. If we can break through $800 with this great news, I think we could see an awesome run to the upside.
Good stuff. So that $800 level will be pretty big. You know, it's a big psychological level, but it's also a pretty big resistance. So either way, definitely keep an eye on Tesla. They've been trending pretty well over the past couple of weeks. And I know a lot of people will have their eyes on them, and they're known to run. So definitely have them on your radar. And then even AMC had a ton of hype last week, especially on Thursday when hashtag apes not leaving was trending on Twitter.
Yeah, that was a good thing that we saw with AMC. A lot of volume came in, and then we saw it kind of consolidate the next day. And what makes me really happy is that it actually didn't fall down too much on Friday. I think it actually held its ground pretty nicely, and it looks like there's a pretty good double bottom down here right around 37.75. And I think that as long as we can hold maybe $38 or that 37.75 area, I think that AMC has a pretty good shot to keep running, especially with it starting to trend now on Twitter and stuff. And if Wall Street Bets, I should say, could get back in there, I think that could make for a lot of volume to come back into AMC. And look at it, was up so much on Thursday. We got a nice pop from 34 all the way up to 41 on that intraday move. So I could see a possible move again this week. And it looks like that possibly with that big move, the trend might be changing now, and we might be getting another move back up. But, you know, always be careful. This one's going to be a really hard one to look at.
You know it. And then, Tom, we can't forget about these recovery plays like DAL. You know, cruise lines and airlines are really exploding right now. DAL finished almost up 7% on Friday. And, you know, even like CCL, RCL, you know, the cruise lines and the airlines are looking pretty good right now. Honestly, I like the cruise lines a little bit more. I've been watching and playing RCL for a while now, and it's great to see this upwards movement. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a breakout sometime soon.
I wouldn't either. And it looks like we have a lot of resistance around that $100 psychological level with them, or actually right around somewhere around like $97. And I think that I'm with you at RCL. This is going to be the third touch now on that resistance. And I think that we might finally see a good breakthrough up through 100. And I think that it could end up making, like for you said, a nice breakout. We can see they were up 3.8% on Friday, and we've been seeing really nice, like 3%, 4%, even like some 5% days over the past few weeks as we've been having these moves back to the upside. And like you said, I don't know what's been going on with these recovery plays, but they are looking very good. Boeing's even thrown into that mix, and man, they're just all like kind of pointing back up. And it's a great thing to see though, because COVID killed these stocks. You can see Boeing is still down from those pre-COVID levels quite a bit. Same thing with RCL, even they're even down still quite a bit from their pre-COVID levels. So there's still a little bit ways of some way to go, in my opinion. And I feel like the trend is definitely not over. I think that at some point we'll eventually come back up through 100.
Yep, and then let's also take a look at PENN. This one had an 8.5% update on Friday. I do like this stock for the long term, but it's just another one to keep on your radar, given all of the momentum with recovery plays.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, these casino stocks have been doing pretty well for the most part. We're seeing MGM actually doing pretty decent. Some of them like Win that have been affected by China haven't been looking too good, but even Win looks pretty good. It looks like it has a pretty good bottom at $80. It looks like there is some gaps to fill on Win's daily chart as well, possibly back up to that $100 resistance. So I'm with you, Mike. A lot of these hotel slash casino stocks are great too. And man, I love Penn Gaming. I think that they're a great company. And for the long term, they've been getting into sports betting and stuff like that too. So I feel like that they could end up getting a pretty nice pop over the longer term.
You know it. And then Tom, do you have any like major stocks or like any like news, anything else major that happened over the weekend?
There was a little bit of a crazy situation between two pretty big CEOs. We had AMD CEO come out with a pretty big revelation saying that they believe the chip shortage should stop sometime in the second half of 2022. Now, they said the first half could be a little bit rocky, but they said the second half, you might start to see these chip shortages and delays get a little bit better, and the manufacturing might also get better at that point too. But in another sense, though, we had Marvel CEO, and keep in mind, this is not Marvel like a Disney Marvel or like the superheroes. This is Marvel, the chip company, and they actually came out and their CEO said that they expect the chip shortage to go all the way through the end of 2022. So it seems like there's a little bit two different perspectives here, but either way, not good news for these companies in the short term. And we can see how well that they've been doing over the past couple of years. MRVL is at all-time highs pretty much right now, and they're just falling through that $60 support. And AMD is right on that $100 support. So seems like both stocks are at critical points. And if this chip shortage continues, they might end up breaking these supports and going down just for a little bit. These stocks have done so well over the past few years. I could see them end up going back up soon.
Very, very interesting. So awesome news there. And let's get right into our member of the day, which is Neighbor J. So huge shout out Neighbor J. He's been commenting on like almost every YouTube video for a while now. He's a great member of the Discord as well. So huge shout out Neighbor J. Thanks so much for all the support. Tom and I really appreciate it. And then Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays with the first one being PENN.
Yeah, with Penn Gaming, go ahead and make them break up through $79.10. If they break that in pre-market, make them break $79.50.
Awesome. And then with the next one, we have Boeing.
Yep, Boeing. They're actually a pretty hot stock lately as well. They have a pretty big resistance coming up right around 228. So the first level, I would make them, if you're going to do a quick day trade, make them break out above 227. But if they break that in pre-market or something, then look at 228 after that.
All right, and then with the last one, we have Run.
Yep, RUN. Go ahead and make them pop above that 45.50 resistance.
All right, so we are watching these three plays for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow. Basically, if they break above the level Tom listed, we like them for quick in and out day trades to the upside. But we also want to showcase the bots play from Friday, which was CCL calls. We can see our hybrid bot called out the CCL 25 strike calls at around $128 each. And they ran up to $140 each. So it was like a nice 13% pop or so. It actually had highs of 145. But either way, it had a really, really great week last week. Every single play popped for at least 13%. Some plays pop for 48%, some pop for 40%. So if you want to check out the bot, even if you want to try it out just for 1 month, it's going to be that first link in the description and the comments down below. You can cancel at any time. Daily day trades, swing trades, a bunch of custom bots, and a great community. So definitely check it out. It's going to be that first link in the description and the comments down below. But let's get right into these comments from the previous video. And we have Randy mentioning mRNA. So Moderna stock struggled quite a bit on Friday, falling over 11%. And I don't know about you, Tom, but I could see this one falling more.
Yeah, I actually could too. It's having a pretty big drop to the downside. And, I know that last week we were around $400 and, people thought we were crazy for saying that we thought it could come down to, 350 or anything like that. And now we're sitting at 341. I would not be surprised to maybe be somewhere around, or maybe at least touch somewhere around 300 this week, or maybe a little bit lower. But either way, I think Moderna is looking pretty bad in the short term. And, the stock did great over the past year with COVID, but, now we just have to look at it to the downside. And, we've been waiting for this for a long time, Mike, and it's awesome to see it finally, falling off so hard.
For sure. And then even with that news with MRK on Friday, they popped up like 8.5%, and they had some really, really good COVID news about one of their pills. So that's another thing to keep in mind with like any like vaccine stocks. So either way, I just think Moderna has been a little bit overbought for a little while now, and I can definitely see it falling off more. And then we have Neighbor Jay saying, great video. I've been watching AMD lately, looking for it to break here soon. So what levels do you have for us on AMD?
Yeah, the biggest one is definitely that $100 support. That's going to be, I think, the key level to look for with this next week coming up, especially with all these chip shortages and stuff. I'd really look at that. I have a feeling we might try to, maybe get a move to the downside or something. But if we do see a move to the upside, there was definitely a pretty good resistance last Thursday, right around 104.30 or like 104.35, you could say. And then up above that, I have a pretty good resistance up around 108. So after 107, or I mean, after 103.35, look at 108. But either way, I would look at it more to the downside. As long as we hold this support, it might be a pretty good swing play for the next couple of weeks. But if we break this support to the downside, then it's just going to make for a pretty bad move.
All right, and then we have George mentioning CHPT and then BLNK. So these stocks are like kind of recovery plays, but they've been on my watch list for a while now, and they keep touching their like major support levels, but they just can't. They're like struggling to like bounce back up.
Yeah, they do. It's just it's really struggling, and it's I know that there was a lot of funding supposed to happen with that infrastructure bill, and right now there's a lot of confusion with what's going on with that bill. So we'll have to see, I think, what comes out of Congress with it. But I like these stocks for the long term. It's just right now CHPT really broke that $20 support, so I'd be really careful in the short term. I know we were talking about buying it on that $20 support quite a bit, Mike. And if you're buying shares and you like the company for the long term, it might be a good time to hold. But if you were just getting in for a quick play, the risk reward ratio is pretty good right now because it just broke that support.
All right, so awesome stuff there. And then Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye on some of these plays like Exxon and Mobil and also CVX. They've been kind of following some of these recovery plays to the upside, kind of like some of these hotel stocks, also like Boeing. We can see that CVX has honestly been getting a pretty good move to the upside. And I know oil has been kind of killing it. So if we see oil break all-time highs, I could really see I could see these stocks doing well. And, with Powell coming out and saying inflation might not go away in the short term, that's not good news. That means oil prices might stay a little bit higher. So definitely keep your eye on those oil stocks. And I'm also keeping my eye on all of the recovery plays, like CCL, AAL, of course, anything like that. I'm throwing the oil stocks kind of into that sector.
Good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to let us know in the comments down below what stocks you're watching. And if you want to try out the bot, even for only 1 month, it'll be that first link in the description and the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.